Hello, I am New York State Assemblymember Inez E. Dickens. Today, we will be talking about the reopening of schools citywide and how it affects policy, our communities, and most of all, our families. Joining me today, Assemblymember Robert Rodriguez, Assemblymember Michael Benedetto, Adrienne Austin, the Deputy Chancellor at the Board of Ed, the Deputy Superintendent of School District 5, Robin Davison, the Chair of CEC 5 Policy Committee, Dr. Sanayi Beckles-Canton, Pamela Stewart, the Borough President, Appointee, and President of the CEC District 5, Principal Kyleema Norman. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. School ventilation systems have to be repaired, they have to be updated and certified by reputable agencies. There needs to be, since there's an anticipation of COVID returning, then that means it's going to require systems to be checked periodically. I don't know the frequency, but periodically. That's going to, I'm assuming, going to cut into the budget.
Inez, you're absolutely right. There's going to be a monetary cost in everything we do. When this money comes in, how quickly it comes in is another matter. But right now, we don't have this money, and we've got to find out a way to do it. We got to take care of our kids and take care of the safety of the people in our schools.
Well, thank you, Chair. And Adrienne, before, because Pam, would you weigh in on this about the additional cuts that are proposed to the budget? Pamela?
So during the PEP meeting, the Chancellor reiterated, and I appreciate the fact that he finally admitted that it's all about the funding, right? As a parent, I knew that because the governor mentioned that at the very beginning. But what is concerning is the fact that there is a potential $20 million additional budget cut. And if Adrienne can weigh in on that, it would be very helpful, but I know it has a lot to do with the fact that if we do not reopen, if I'm correct, there's a potential additional $20 million that will be cut from the budget.
Yeah, so I want to be clear just to sort of separate two ideas, right? There's reopening in blended learning as we are doing. Different jurisdictions across the state are looking at this differently. Some jurisdictions are opening to remote only. And so, you know, reopening can look in a number of different ways. We continue to invest in our education because those are our young people. That is our future. And so nowhere in any conversation that I've been a part of in Department of Education have we talked about, you know, stopping the work, meaning stopping the work of educating our children. I think, you know, we are planning to open to blended learning on the 21st. We are planning to, prior to the 21st, I think on the 16th, to begin with remote only. So that will be when instruction actually begins and starts officially counting, I guess, from the perspective of the state towards our 180-day timeline. But I want to sort of clarify that, like, no matter what, we're going to continue to educate our children and we're going to start the school year. And that's not a question. And that's what the funding is connected to, is when do we start the school year? When do we begin the process of educating our young people? That's going to start. It's going to start September 16th. The blended learning will begin following that on the 21st. If that answers that question. And then how do I feel about the cut? We absolutely should not cut public education. It's the one area where we shouldn't cut. It's the investment in the future of our society. It's the last place we should be looking to cut. We are underfunded as it is, considering the fact that we serve 1.1 million children in the city of New York. And so, no, we shouldn't cut there. And the city has a lot of priorities. And I know the Assembly members are hearing from our business, you know, the business priorities, our small business owners. They're hearing from, I'm sure, our sister agencies and other folks who are advocating for, you know, the value of their work. And there's a lot of valuable interests in New York City and across the state. But I would say that the number one interest for all of us is public education.